a stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most are off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leaves him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beast dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need 3 wishes. Stay at home, Disney Dad.
It's Horse July week 2. What? Horse July? I'm on empty. We gallop our way towards our 250th episode. Here we have Flash, a movie with a blurry picture on the VHS cover. We press play, preview for Recess the Movie, preview for Dumbo. Is there a bigger soul-crushing Disney song than Baby of Mine? Maybe the Jessie Toy Story 2 song, but other than that, I don't know. A few more ads I don't want to cover. Again, they're on every tape. Feature presentation. A boy on his bike becomes a boy on a fence, feeding some horse chocolate. That's not the horse's name. He's feeding the horse actual chocolate. Isn't that bad for horses? Are horses like dogs? Guess we'll see soon. Another boy shows up and says, "My dad says we gotta sell him because we're poor." Oof.
We're poor.
Little on the nose, but okay. Horse's name is Flash because he was born and he stood in a flash, and he's $500. A boy on his bike races home in a flash to get his dad to buy Flash. In a flash, I'm done. Credits roll through this whole opening scene. Okay, he lives with his grandma, and his dad. There it is. Dad doesn't have time to talk, but Dad gets the buy me a horse pitch over supper. Then the kid mentions it's $500, and Dad goes, "Grandma, you want to bring your grandson back down to earth?" I can't tell if the kid's like the actor's southern accent is really bad or really good. He's like the disturbed brother from Miracle Worker. He promises to double his chores to help pay for it, but Dad's not having any of it. And I also feel like $500 for a horse isn't that expensive. I mean, this is a movie set in present day because he's wearing a helmet when he bikes, right? So $500 seems reasonable. He goes and he tries to get a job at a grocery store to make money to buy his horse. They need a stock by Thursday and Friday nights and Saturday afternoons. He tells his grandma, and grandma's like, "When will you do your homework, boy?" But he gets the job. He's sweeping and bagging and getting tips and taking back carts. He has a Flash fund jar he drops money into every night. He bikes up to that kid's dad and the actual horse owner and is like, "I'm going to put a down payment on that $500 horse with my jar of nickels." But the dad's like, "I'm sorry, kid. I got to sell it to the first person who has all the money up front." Connor Strong is this kid's name, and now he's doing a delivery to this like giant rich mansion. And there's going to be a plan hatched somehow. Some jerk dad is on the phone. He's like, "Good, delivery around back." And around back, the maid lets him in and is super nice to Connor. Some rich kid his age sees him from around the corner, and playful music starts. The kid is like, "Have you ever stepped on a frog with your bare feet? It sounds like this." Okay, future serial killer, good to know. Connor's dad is all, "Someone told me they saw you working at the grocery store and I had to pretend I knew that." They get into it and Dad's like, "I provide for my family. Why do you want this horse so bad?" Connor says, "I've never felt like I did when I first saw him." Dad's like, "We'll see." And they play legit Peanuts transition music, like do 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 do. Dad has an opportunity to work in New York for 5 months and make a ton of money, but he promised his wife when she died that he'd never leave Connor alone. But that money would get them out of the hole. Why doesn't he want Connor to work then if they're so broke? Connor shows up to see Flash, but a man bought him this morning. It's worse. The family that owned the horse is also moving away. The kid says his dad can't get work and they lost the farm. Connor goes home, throws his tip jar in the garbage and starts crying. Grandma tells him to go outside for the laundry, and when he goes outside, Flash is in the backyard. Yeah, this dad's get out of jail free card for going to New York for 5 months is this horse, and I'm embarrassed I fell for that swerve. I should have known it was the dad that bought him. They're building a stable now, montage of him figuring it all out and putting a saddle on Flash. He's told not to ride Flash, but he rides Flash. He gets dumped in the lake. Connor's dad breaks the bad news that he's going to New York, and then away on a ship. That's where he's going to be working. He's leaving next week. I said it before, but this kid and his accent and cadence really remind me of the kid in Miracle Worker. Connor has a horse now, so he doesn't really care if Dad's leaving or not, and he goes, "Just don't fall overboard, Dad." They write letters back and forth. The weird kid from the rich home bonds with him, like that creepy serial killer kid. The rich dad owns the mill that didn't hire his dad, or that other kid's dad who owned the horse and had to sell the horse. Make no mistake about it, a rich white guy is the bad guy in this movie. Grandma is cashing checks and she's like, I have a grandson who eats like a horse and a horse that eats like a horse. I don't know why that made me laugh. Oh no, but trouble at the bank. The account is overdrawn. The bank took dad's ship advance money, and they already owed the bank so much money, so now Grandma and the kid have no money. Yeah, suck it, big banks. Grandma's card is being rejected. No stores take credit anymore. This is sad. Horse July is making me sad. Although it's Horse July, I'm the one with the long face. I'm the one with the long face. I'm the one with the long face. I'm going to say it till you're laughing. It's a great joke. It's Horse July. Grandma says she's going to take care of it as she puts on a pair of shorts and lipstick. Just kidding. She applies for a job at the mill now. And she gets the job. God, Dad sucks. He didn't get a job there, neither did the horse guy, but Grandma rolls up and gets a job. Man, those two must have bombed the interviews, right? So Grandma works nights, and the boy is all alone during the day with his horse. She makes Connor promise he won't write Daddy about them being broke. And she says, don't watch too much TV, and Connor goes, you'll never know. More Charlie Brown music. Grandma is stepping up. She gets home from work in the morning just as Connor's getting up. Montage of Connor and Grandma getting everything done, and it's all happy. This movie has bizarre pacing, but I'm not complaining. It's also like there's like a small obstacle and then an immediate resolution every like 5 minutes. Connor goes to Grandma's room and wakes her up, and I thought she was going to be dead, but no, it just slept in. Again, pacing is weird. Mini crisis that they immediately overcome. Every 5 minutes throughout this movie. Connor breaks his promise and writes to his dad telling him how Grandma's working, but then he rips it up. Grandma's getting tired and things are getting blurry at work at the mill, but before she falls into the mill thing that cuts or sands, whatever it does, her coworker saves her, but then she faints on the regular floor instead. I guess that's better. The doctor takes her home and examines her. The doctor comes in and he is a terrible actor. Grandma had a minor heart attack at work. She's going to need some help. He shows the kid how to give Grandma her pills. He says these pills will stimulate her heart and help her angina. But if I was there, I'd help her heart and stimulate her angina. Better give me the PG buzzer again. I'm proud of that one. I'm on a roll. It's Horse July. Grandma gets her meds, and Connor comes in, and there's sad music. And is this where she tells him they're going to have to sell Flash? He makes her soup, and he comes back, and she's snoring. He brushes his horse and says it to the camera. It's hard to know what to do sometimes. Amen, kid. Is he talking to me? Like, talking directly to me? Through this, like, time-traveling VHS tape? I feel that, Connor Strong. I feel that. Oh, now Grandma is dead. She ain't waking up. She's dead. Now, this scene should be heavy, but this kid overreacts. Like, the actor falls into the fetal position, gnashing and screaming. So over the top. Who thought this scene was appropriate? Connor calls his dad on the ship, but the ship hasn't made contact with anyone since last night's hurricane. Jeez. Don't go check on your horse today, kid. He's gonna be dead, too. Or if nothing else, he's got his head through the upstairs window, eating Grandma's corpse. It's not your day, kid. That's what I meant to say. It's not your day. The kid is shopping for a casket for Grandma. He's trying to balance the budget, but he's running out of money. This kid is awesome, though. Like, he starts selling everything in the house, like a garage sale. Oh, and he's down to the horse. He's got to sell the horse. Don't sell the horse. He has to pay for Grandma's funeral. He rides the horse to that rich house with the jerk dad, the antagonist dad, and that weird kid. And he goes up to the groceries in the back, rich dad. He goes, I'm selling my horse. Rich dad's listening. This is going to be a moment of rich dickery or a surprise moment of kindness. The dad, knowing Connor's grandma died, can be a believable character in this role and give the kid some human compassion like anyone would, or it could be a basic movie, and even under these extreme circumstances, he can choose dickery. He chooses dickery. Rich guy tries to lowball the horse price and Connor passes, but rich dad also wants this horse for his boring psycho son to race with. Rich dad asks his son if he will take racing more serious if he bought him Flash. His son says yes, so Connor also wants to work in the stables for free at this guy's place, no pay, just to be around Flash. Then this scene. God. Connor seems pleased with his plan, and he seems like such a ho-hum character, doing the right thing, and then there's this surprisingly great moment of heaviness here where Connor gets the cash from the dad, thanks him, everything's normal. Then he just starts running away from the mansion as fast as he can, trying not to cry. That was a great gut punch moment. Amazing. We fade to black, reminding me this was on TV. We go from grandma's funeral to dad phoning him back. Well, dad's alive. That's good. He doesn't tell dad he sold Flash. Connor is working on the stable now, and rich dad wants to whip Flash because he doesn't know how to train a horse. Connor's like, nah, you can't hurt him. He'll listen to me. I'll talk to him. Connor gets home and they're boarding up his house, like his old house with grandma. And the sheriff is saying, now they got to find that boy and put him in foster care. So he runs back to the farm hands that worked for rich dad. And they let Connor sleep in their living quarters. They're now taking Flash to an international racing race. And the horse comes back sweaty and sick. The hired hands tell Connor the boss was whipping him pretty hard out there. Connor loses his mind. He storms into the mansion, interrupts the rich family supper, and he goes, you have to kill me before I let you hurt Flash again. Love this kid. Rich dad comes down and is like, listen, can you teach my dumb son to ride the way you ride? Connor goes, I don't think he wants to ride the way you want him to. Amazing. So now Connor is teaching Tad. Tad is the rich kid's son. Oh my god. Okay. Flash. We flash forward and Tad is competing and doing great. He came in second and dad is pissed. Tad is like, you should have had Connor ride Flash, Dad. Dad goes, no, you should have whipped that horse. Dad continues, I don't care that you lost. I only care that you didn't do everything you could to win, you coward. Oh, this guy's a bad guy. Bad dad. Tad runs out crying. I hope this gets dark and Tad and Connor turn on Dad together and like drag him behind Flash. Holy crap! Tad loses his mind. He's whipping Flash in the stable for no reason, yelling, I'm not a coward! I'm not a coward! Tad's not a coward! Connor comes down and tosses him down. Later that night, Tad is apologizing to Flash and goes to pet him and stomp him, Flash. Yeah, get him, stomp him, stop that nerd psycho kid. Rich dad runs in. That horse hurt my kid. It's a broken arm. They take him away in an ambulance, which is pretty dramatic. And rich dad goes and gets his shotgun. He's going to shoot Flash. Yeah, okay. Connor runs and has time to pack his stuff into a backpack and still get to the stable and gallop away with Flash before Dad shoots him. Rich Dad tries to chase him in the car, but Flash jumps a fence and Rich Guy's expensive SUV can't jump the fence, so he gets out of the car and he's like, I'll get you, Connor! Okay. He's gonna ride the horse to New York City, like Connor is, to meet his dad when he gets back from the sea. Travel montage, he gets found by a policeman. They're looking for him, but instead of being arrested, the policeman starts complaining about how his own son doesn't care about horses in the outdoors, and he just likes those damn video games. And Connor's like, all right, this movie is still going, huh? The cop looks like Rabbit from Super Trooper. Connor enters South Carolina on his way to New York. More travel montages. They go dumpster diving. He finds a burger, but it's full of ants, and he's so sad. Flash nuzzles him back to reality, and they continue on. He stops at a random house and asks for food. Some nice lady feeds him and is like, you're not going to make it to New York in a week. She gives him money and sends him on his way because he says he's going to make it. And if he doesn't, it's not because he gave up. Flash, quotable. I love this movie. Every time there's that moment, I turn on a movie, and now I love it. He's in a race. I love this movie. They need to wrap it up. He's in a horse race at some state fair. Happens to be in on one of the towns he's just passing through. Convenient. There's a wide shot of a stunt double riding the horse that looks nothing like Connor. Connor starts to pull ahead, and then we get this moment of acting brilliance.
This is a close one. Oh my goodness, I've never seen anything like this. Never seen anything like this.
He wins the prize money, he takes it to the train. His $200 can get him and his horse to New Jersey Saturday morning the 6th. From there, he will ride. The distance is 80 miles. He'll never make it to New York, but he has to try. The horse hurt his leg in the train cargo cart. He walks it into like a Walgreens, and he's like, my horse is hurt, he's antiseptic, and I ain't got no money. He asks some nice man in New Jersey how to get to New York. He won't ride Flash anymore because of his leg, so he walks beside his horse, but Flash runs back and forth like, I'm good, get on, we gotta go see Dad. Another fade to black commercial break. He gets to a vet in a stable, and he tells the vet he'll be back for his horse right away, and he borrows some money from the vet. Everyone's nice to this kid. Now he's running through the streets of New York to get to the harbor. He sees his dad's boat. It got there half an hour ago. He sees his dad getting paid off, like he's coming out of the little payment processing room with this fat stack. They charge it to each other's arms, and I feel this. Like this movie is succeeding. Like they made me wait for this one, but here it is. I love this movie. Dad shaves his beard in the hotel bathroom while Connor's asleep in the hotel bed. I love this simple scene. It's so good. Dad calls a reporter, though, while his kid's asleep, and we get footage of them reporting about the kid who rode his horse across the country to meet his dad. They return home to a hero's reception with the news and everybody cheering. Then Rich Dad, the bad guy, shows up in the middle of this reception and is like, "That's my horse, and he's a horse thief, arrest him." Okay, he makes the police arrest Connor, but then Tad shows up and confronts his dad, like calls him out, cutting a sermon in front of the entire crowd of reporters. "Dad, I denounce you, and that horse is mine, and I give him to Connor." Had me and lost me. Music swells and Connor and Flash are together again and we freeze frame end. This movie needed a script polish and an editor. The bad guy dad was so unbelievable. It's like the character was written by a 7th grader. Just bad, 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 bad. They had it. They lost it. They found it. They lost it. Yeah. Horse July continues.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism and personal appearance that he has. Thank you.